In 1923, the University of Alabama offered Wade their head coaching position. What they got was an iron disciplinarian who immediately transformed the culture of Alabama football. Wade's players called him the Bear.
We ride with legends, we roll with pride. From Wade to Saban, the Crimson Tide. 18 rings, the record's clear. Dynasty built year after year. We teach the past, we preach them now. We break it down, show you how. From Bryant's grit to Bama's roll, we stomp the field and on the score. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Basketball's rise, so it leads the way. Final four dreams in full display. Gymnastics flips with flawless grace. Champions born in every space. We honor hustle, we praise the grind. Every sport, every tight mind. From hardwood heat to balance beam. We rep the red, we rep the team. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. We don't just talk, we educate. Breaking down plays, we elevate Heisman runs and draft day fame. We know the stats, we name the game. Rivals tremble when down is near. We bring the facts, we bring the fear. The Saints just hype its legacy. The tide rolls deep in history. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. So tune in loud, let the story unfold. Of crimson fire and heart so bold. We shine the light on every wind. From past to present we dive in. This show's for fans who bleed that red. Who know the names, the paths they tread. We're not just proud, we're certified. The voice, the pulse of Crimson Tide. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove.
Woo! What a beginning of the show. This thing may cut off at any moment. But anyway, roll tide and welcome to Tide Sports, the Alabama football mega cast. Man, thank you for joining me today. Tide Nation, lock me in. Let's talk about your Crimson Tide, the greatest dynasty that the world has ever seen. I mean, Seattle got some things going, but it ain't got nothing on the Crimson Tide. But before we get rolling, share a pound with a brother. Now drop that pound right on the subscribe button as you settle in tonight, this evening, or wherever you are. Woo! Oh man, we are making a run. We're trying to make a run to 1,000 subs as quick as we can. 99.5 will not do. Amen. So let's keep it going and growing. And remember, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, please remember to poke that like button right in the eye. Folks, I'm coming at you live from my personal Crimson Cathedral, where the air is thick with winning and the smell of fear from anyone wearing a different color shade of red. I just don't trust them people. Whoever they are, they're wearing, fuchsias and all this other stuff, but they ain't got on their crimson. They ain't got their crimson. I can't trust them. Just a little bit of news about the big game. Super Bowl 60. You saw it. You fell asleep. You woke up and you found out who won. That's just a real snoozer. That thing was pretty horrible. As far as Super Bowl goes, I was really happy for whoever won, but I think I bumped my head on my knee a couple times watching that one. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Seattle Seahawks just became the Seattle Tide because they had some people rolling the Tide out there. First up, Josh Jobe. I don't know if you remember. Get that man a round of applause. Josh Jobe was out there doing his thing. This man didn't just play football. He played FAFO with Stephon Diggs, racking up 7 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pass breakup on his way to his Super Bowl ring. And he had the Patriots looking for the exit. They were like, we can't do nothing. Either Jobe has to lead the field, or we need Tom to come back at halftime or now anytime. Tom would have brought him back with halfway in the fourth quarter. You know he would have. But Joe brought that West Alabama grit to the sidelines, decleating, yes, it was a decletion, decleating Stephon Diggs out of bounds and throwing a left hook that the ref somehow missed. But it was just efficient business out there. He was taking care of business. In my book, that was just, it really was like a power smoosh in the face, not really a punch. Then next up, Jaron Reed. Y'all remember him, the anchor in the trenches. Let me tell you something. Our veteran big man in the middle, he added 2 more tackles to his resume, securing himself his 2nd Super Bowl ring and proving once again that Bama defensive linemen are like granite. And they're like granite, but they move like lightning. He constantly shrunk the pocket time and time again the whole game. Reed has spent over a decade in the league making life miserable for quarterbacks, and Sunday was just another day. One more take more. Next up, Robert Lewis. Now, was he's made up. What's going on? Got some awesome. And let's keep on going along as I can. I'll go back. Yeah, well, maybe not. I'm going to have to reboot this one. Listen. Okay, there you go for oops. Now can we get another one for Jalen Milroe? AKA the history maker. Talk about boss moves. Milroe became the first Alabama quarterback, you're not gonna believe this, to win a Super Bowl in his rookie season. Now he was an emergency quarterback most of the season, but still, he still pulled off something that Namath couldn't figure out, Star or Jalen Hurts. Yeah. He's the first ever. And it's about time we had a first something, because that is a long time for one of our quarterbacks to win, not to win, do what he did, beat the QB 2, 3, and get a Super Bowl ring. I thought McCarron had a shot, but, relying on the LSU guys that just didn't LSU. Anyway, I'm pretty sure he made his contribution on the scout team. As you know, Drake May is the best scrambling quarterback in the league. He got more yards than Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that's what they say. So maybe they put Jalen out there in the practice squad and say, Jalen, run around and make it difficult for us. You know what I'm saying? And, use Jalen to get ready for Drake May and his ability to run. Yeah. Anyway, the Seahawks won 29-13 because they had true grit and 4 Bama boys in the building, extending the streak of Crimson Tide champions to a level that should honestly be illegal. They should just you should only have to be allowed to have maybe 2 Alabama players on every team. But hey, I didn't make up the rules. Now you saw the thumbnail. Let's get to the main subject of the night. This is a little deep dive, real quick, into the heart of Dixie that's skipping beats and leaving me feeling emotionally drained. We're going deeper than a Nate Oates 3. the Oaks want you shooting as soon as you cross the doggone half court line. But the prodigal son returned back in 2003. Charles Bediako was a defensive anchor who helped the Tide to the #1 position overall seed. He bypassed his final 2 years of eligibility to chase his NBA dream. Ultimately, grinding through the G League for Austin Spurs and stuff, and I think he hit a couple other teams while he was out there. Might as well just playing tag with everybody that had a checkbook. Then, after seeing the NCAA landscape shift toward NIL and open door transfers, Bediakos decided his professional career had plateaued, which is not good. I don't know why he didn't try to go overseas. If he can get in the G League, I'm sure he can pick up $500,000 overseas. But anyway, he said, I want to come back to the Crimson Tide. Oh, that's the wrong button. This man came back to finish his degree and to finish his business on the court. Now, while this man was getting denied, Bama fans were screaming at their TV because the international players like James Nagy were cleared to play despite having, professional backgrounds. I get it. He had played overseas. Luka Doncic played overseas when he was like 14 years old. There are a plethora of people in college that have played a lot of pro ball overseas. Like I said, if Bediako had left college and went overseas instead of going G League where he made more money but not had the exposure, maybe he gets to come back. I don't know. It just seems to me that the NBA and the NCAA need to get together, especially the NBA with that trash they seem to be putting out there night after night. Americans, by the NBA rule or the NBA, CBA, whatever, Americans have to go to college for a year, which is really more like 8 months. If I remember, Zion Williamson went to college in like July and March Madness, whatever. You got to go, then after you're done. I don't know what that does to get you ready for the NBA, but however, foreigners, they can fall through whatever. I remember when Tony Parker started, he was 17 years old. Mind you, when he got drafted, I think he had just turned 17, but he was on the court when he was almost 17. Now, remember, a lot of y'all are like me. You don't watch the preseason. I think in the preseason, and a lot of people don't watch until after the first of the year or after the NBA All-Star break. Tony Parker was like 17 years old when he first got on that court in like November for the San Antonio Spurs. And I'm like, how can he do that? Yet you forcing Carmelo to go to Syracuse for a year. I know they're happy about it, but make it make sense. I know you're not discriminating against America. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna get back to it, but I just bet you James A. Naismith is just rolling over in his grave and missing layups in heaven. Because this is just this bull crap. Back to Bediako. In his 5-game cameo this season, Bediako wasn't just a body, he was a rim protecting eraser. Like he finally got it figured out. He's averaging 10 points, 4.8 rebounds, and providing, interior toughness, which the team surely needed. Because, we desperately lack any kind of interior presence on the defense. Now, the initial victory at the Alabama fans, we all thought that we had the NCAA over a barrel. We got him. We figured out the loophole. Local judge, I mean, really right there in the county, granted a TRO, a temporary restraining order, allowing Charles to play and to suit up during a crucial stretch of the SEC play. And I'm wondering if the NCAA going to come back and just strike those games eventually. Maybe not during the season, but maybe after the season. They say those games don't count because you were playing with an illegal player. Lord, please let that not be, but we're going to move on. So the NCAA finally, in a long time, I'm going to give them a little clap. They finally were able to put together a counterpunch, something they haven't done since the rule they allow players to get played. They NBA legal team, they argued that he didn't just play pro-am, he signed a standard NBA contract, which they claim creates a bright line rule that cannot be buried without destroying the concept of amateurism. How dare them, the NCAA, talk about amateurism in this day and time? You know what I'm saying? The permanent injunction instead of because how is a privilege. Not a right. This case would be a better studying other people because even the ones that's getting Yeah, I'm having some serious technical difficulties. I don't know if my network has been glitching. If I fly out there again, roll tide to you, Dabu, PhD. Yeah, I'm breaking up bad. I would want to reboot this whole thing and try it again, but I'm gonna try to just keep going. This has been frustrating me. I couldn't get going for about 2 minutes. But before Bediaco's return, the Tide was a ship taking on water. They were a mediocre 4-4 in the SEC play, and looking like a team that forgot how to defend the post because they really did. The last time I looked, they were ranked really low in total defense. Now, during the Bediaco era, they were still 3-2. They had some gritty wins. They got rid of Auburn. They dispatched Texas A&M, and they had it rocking down there at Coleman Coliseum. But the new reality is this: without the 7-footer, Nate Oates has to pivot to small ball, back to what he was doing before, back to what was making him horrible before. Man, this is painful. Anyway, when can I reboot and come back in 5 minutes? Folks, I'm going to take a break for about however long it takes my computer to reboot and see if I can bring this thing back up the right way. See you in a minute. All right, let's start. About to get Spectrum out of here. They tripping. Ever since AT&T stuck their lines in the ground, Spectrum don't want to provide me the quality performance that I desire. I don't know. It could be having a computer glitch or anything. I don't know. Where was I? Back to Bediaco. Tired of the debacle, man. That's what I am. As I stated earlier, I'm officially exhausted. My eyes hurt from reading all these legal briefs dealing with this situation when Coach Oates and them need to be watching film of a zone defense being shredded. You know what I'm saying? We are the University of Alabama, a potential basketball powerhouse. Yet we spent 3 months talking about the courtroom procedures instead of cutting down nets. It's draining the life out of the fan base. If you're tired, let me know, because I know I am. And let's keep it 100. Charles Bediako is a great kid and solid rim protector, but he's not like a primetime Anthony Davis back in the day at Kentucky. He couldn't stick in the G League, for Christ's sake. So why are we treating this man like he's a Hall of Famer at this point? We didn't lose. Did we lose anybody that's going to go up in the next to, the other great? I would say Sprewell. I know people are funny about Sprewell. Are we going to put his name up in the rafters? I don't think so. Last time I checked. Now, Coach Oates, man, you're getting paid the big bucks to lead men, not to be a legal consultant. We need a coach who wins with the guys in the locker room, not the guys in the law library. The mission hasn't changed. Win the SEC, win a tournament, and bring home a national title to T-Town. If we can't do that without one specific G League returnee, then our problems are deeper than this court ruling. It's time to move on, man. Put this legal drum in the rearview mirror and remember that Alabama, man, winning isn't just a goal. It's the only thing that matters. Period. So I'm done talking about injunctions. I'm tired of talking about eligibility. I want to talk about banners. So let's get back to the only court that matters, the ones with the 2 hoops and the stripes on it. No, we don't want to go there with Judge Judy and Judge Matt. We sick of that. They're gonna mess around running the Judge Joe Brown. Your job in protecting manhood and protecting womanhood, promoting manhood. I'm gonna bring my bourbon. Anyway, with that, I know I beat them up a little bit, but let me congratulate these guys. Congratulations on order for the Crimson Tide. They beat up baby brother on Saturday, but I mean, Nate Oates had that high octane offense humming, man. But that defense they let a lot of points go, man. But anyway, they went on down to the Plains and turned Neville into a Crimson playground. We're talking about a squad they playing faster than a mill hits a small town. But if you aren't watching, you're simply missing one of the greatest offensive shows on hardwood. And I know it's hard to watch because on the other side, I don't even know if 4 people even make it down to the other side of the court. Slow it down, Coach Oates. Slow it down. Now, February 7th, man, they marched into the jungle, silenced the Auburn War Tigers with a 96-92 thriller. I guess you got to take those close wins on the roads. I take it. But if it looks the same way, in Coleman, then, that's just bad defense. It was very intense. Phylon was on fire. So now he went nuts. 25 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. I wish he had like 7 steals. How about that? Probably did have at least 3 or 4 knowing him. And that's their second straight victory at Auburn. And then over the last 8 days with Bediako's help, they've been on a pretty much a heater, 8-day heater, really. Secured 2 massive wins over Texas A&M and then Auburn. And the next perception, despite the winning streak, Tide is ranked 26. 26. That's the middle of the 64, so to speak. Sitting just 8 points outside of the top 25, but mainly all that's because of defense that we've seen this year. Bama is officially back in the hunt, though. They're 7th in the SEC, which is still shocking to me. I am so sick of these pop-ups. So they've been an offensive juggernaut, as I said, the whole season. They are number 2 in adjusted offensive efficiency out of everybody in the country, number 2. On the defensive side, they're number 67 in defensive efficiency. Aiden Sherrill is doing his part with 4 blocks, but 67, you know what's funny about 67? How many people get in the tournament? Last time I checked, it was 68. Can you imagine Alabama playing in the play-in game to get to the tournament? I mean, it wouldn't shock me, but they keep this wishy-washy player. Then how far are you going with no defense? Second round, maybe? So Charles Bediako, he did his part. He provided a massive spark, but he gone, man. That's it. It's gone. So I guess we can expect less defense going forward without him. But Coach Oates, that's your job, not my job. That a PhD job to get out there and teach defense. One thing that you have been teaching Coach Oates is the charity strike, the importance of the charity strike. We see that they were 18 for 20 at the free throw line in the second half. And that's how we really run the game. So, I mean, their defense, their defense worked out pretty good, but they fouled too much. But then Charles scored, but Charles is gone. We got to figure something out, man. We got to figure something out. And I'm going to close this thing out before I get, I got a new show ended and everything I was about to roll out here tonight. And I'm still going to roll it out, doggone it. Sick and tired. I would not be denied. So before we close up tonight, I want to talk a little bit about college football. Better yet, the Crimson Tide. The Ty Simpson era just went poof into the NFL draft wins, and we are staring down the battle of a gunslinger showdown that'll make, it's like a high noon showdown we're going to see, man. It's like everybody want to know. I had somebody email me, so I'm doing this segment. They said, you cover the quarterback battle? It's a little early in the game, but I figure I'll go ahead and cover it because I don't get a lot of requests. I can't be a dumb by not fulfilling what the people want to hear about. So we're talking about that 2026 quarterback battle at the University of Alabama, where stakes are higher than the goalposts in the clouds. You know what I'm saying? And putting the pressure, man, on the diamond maker down there. What Ryan Grubb gonna do? So Austin Mack, to me, I hope they are compensating both of these guys to stay put. Just stay put, because everything gonna really just stay put. Why go out and pay $5-6 million on a quarterback that works when you can keep them guys right there? It may take Austin Mack only 1 year to prove that he's ready for the NFL. It could be the same thing for Keelan Russell, because this offense has shown that they can put people in the pros. Now, the incumbent, based on where we were, a lot of people was like, who's number two? Austin Mack is number two. It was proven when Ty got hurt, and everybody was like, yeah, man, get Ty out of there. Wait a minute. Put Ty back in there. Put Ty back in there. You ain't like what you see, did you? Huh? You thought he was ready, huh? You got to have reps, folks. You got to have reps. So anyway, Austin Mack is a 6'6" skyscraper from Folsom. That's the city in California, not the prison. Same place. He's from the city of Folsom, California. And he isn't just a quarterback, man. He's a walking, talking library of Kalen DeBoer's playbook. Entering into his fourth year in the system, Keelan Russell has 2. So according to a lot of people at Sports Illustrated, Mack is the veteran with the command and handle of the huddle, and he's already tasted the fire in the Rose Bowl. When he stepped out there and moved, changed while the world was watching. He did do that. He did it against the champ. That was Indiana, just in case y'all was checking. Then they switched that thing up on him and made it crazy. So he got the keys. He knows the codes. He's ready to drive, man. He could have put Keelan Russell out there, but I guess he wasn't ready. Will he be ready after this spring? I don't know. Speaking of which, the 5-star phenom, Keelan Russell, if you blink, you'll miss the future. Keelan Russell is the high-rated recruit, I think, at quarterback ever to lace him up. But then again, I got to say ever, because that man was a National Gatorade Player of the Year. We've had a lot of Mr. States and Mr. Thises and some Gatorade players. I don't know if we had, I would have to go back. Was Bryce Young the National Gatorade Player of the Year? Possibly, maybe Tua. But he is the highest rated guy we've ever seen. And like I said, if you got paid $3-4 million these days to keep him on the team, then you pay $3 or $4 million and you tip him with $100,000. Because you can't let that go. You can't let it go. And he's got that snarky competitiveness in him. It makes, he wants to just dominate other teams. So Noah Scoggins, a touchdown Alabama, notes that while Mac, he has the tenure, Russell has that Penix level ceiling that could turn the offense into a scorched earth vertical laboratory. And another reason I want to pay Austin Mack, we got to figure out what's going on with the defensive line. The offensive line. If the offensive line can block, they can make Austin Mack look good. And then next year, they're going to make Keelan Russell look phenomenal. Think about it. We got to figure this out. So if potential was supernova, here go my network again, Keelan Russell would be blinding the entire SEC from space. But while the rest of the country, they're going out here window shopping for transfers like it's a garage sale. Ryan Grubb, he told Action 8 News, WAKA, I think it's out of Selma, Montgomery, he said he's got exactly what he needs in the room. Write that down. Because if you don't beat it, Jack. Write that down. No. He said Grubb is just confident. He's pounding the table that Mac and Russell are the two of the best in the country. Slamming the door on any outside help. Like I said, the Tide should be paying these guys substantially to keep them at home, no matter who the starter is. These guys got the potential to be awesome. So we aren't looking for a savior in the pool like a lot of people. Because we already got the Holy Grail in the film room. They breaking down our plays, breaking down our opponent's defenses, learning at the feet of DeBoer and Grubb, and maybe they pick up something from Womack as well. And as far as firepower from the freshman, Jet Tomala, he's coming in there to keep everybody honest, keep everybody plugging and chugging, working hard. He's on the horizon. If you don't know who he is, he's a Nebraska gunslinger who flipped to the Tide despite a log jam that would stop traffic. You're like, I ain't going over there. Jet Tomala said, I go. What they say in the Bible, pick me, Lord. What was that? It was that Joshua and Caleb. But they say Tomlin has a cannon of an arm. He's a 5-star pedigree to ensure that if the two at the front they get slipping, this man coming in is with raw material because he got a certified rocket launcher hanging off the shoulder. So our depth chart, that QB room, I don't know. It looked pretty good last year. I think it played pretty good last year, but that doggone offensive line, boy. I'm gonna do a little fake analysis. I'm gonna release it. I don't know when. I'm gonna put some numbers together and talk to the computers out there to say, like, how much better would the Crimson Tide have been if we could have rushed the ball 175 more yards, completed 6 more passes, 1,500 yards total in the season from just the running backs, not the quarterbacks, just the running backs. Look for that on the horizon. I'm gonna be dropping other little stuff out there. But Bama Hammer, that online magazine, they warned that talent won't buy us time because the 2026 is still going to be a meat grinder that starts with Florida State and ends with gauntlet at Georgia. Now, here's the thing about that Florida State thing. Norvell's going to be calling his own plays this year, so I don't know if that's a plus or a minus. But yeah, anyway, the end of the year, Alabama has to play Georgia, Tennessee, and LSU to close the year out. This isn't a wait and see situation. Whoever wins this job has to be dialed in and very dangerous from the first snap against East Carolina. We got to be ready to go because you got playoff dreams that can quickly become a nightmare against a team like East Carolina. And just in case you haven't heard, I'm doing a story on this too. I think Mr. Beast, I don't know if he's serious or not. They say he will put $100 million behind East Carolina. So let's get them on and off the schedule as soon as possible. We don't need this stuff from out of the conference, just this foolishness. Hopefully he hasn't signed a check. Hopefully that's something that takes place in 2027. But I'm thanking Mr. Beast on one hand because I want them to just see just how possible this is. I hope ECU wins the championship if Alabama does not. What's good with you, Nick? Boy, I've been out here blinking and blinking. I started doing going back to my breaking days because this thing is Oh man, I'm buffering bad. Yeah. I know I had to reboot my whole computer. I just said, if it cut off again, I'm out of here. So I'm gonna have to do something. I gotta send this computer in. I gotta buy another computer. This is a mess. But anyway, Coach the Boy has made it clear. What's going on is me. I know I'm buffering. I'm shaking up here like I'm doing the move in the Michael Jackson Beat It video. I don't know if y'all remember that. The boy has made it clear that this is a spring, summer, and fall battle. It won't be settled until they get to coin flipping time. God, dog. So we're looking at the deepest QB room, and they say. I don't know if that gives you anything, because I want to interview the people that's in Miami's QB room. Like, are you waiting for somebody like to get injured? What's the thought process? They're going to law school in Miami? I can see that. But anyway, our QB room is locked, cocked, and ready to rock, but it's very certain. It's very certain, but there's going to be a absolute savagery going on in this competition. And like I said, this is going to be probably even tighter than last year. But I came back. God, gee. I came back for a reason. Peace out to everybody out there. Y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all with the love of Jesus. And even if you wear an Auburn shirt, I love you. And especially if you're wearing an Auburn shirt, I'm praying for you. Praying for your peace of mind. But I just came back for one reason, and that's to give y'all this closing that I worked real hard for. It's going to take about 5 seconds for it to play. But always remember, even you, Nick, roll, tide, roll.
Cold night, bright light, coming like armor, legacy heavyweight on our shoulder. Memory deep like our tracks in the snow. We don't flinch when the pressure get colder. Veterans talk, young one listen. Every snap got a purpose, no guessing. Calculated steps, we don't rush fate, we dominate space. Yeah, we bend it. Herd mentality, strengthen the circle. Protect the middle, that's how we nurture. Built through contact, for the repetition. Every mile paid for with conviction. Tons of toes, Savannah strong. We move together, can't go wrong. No pain and no fear when the storm come on. Crimson bloodline, we carry on. Tons of toes, Savannah strong. He move together, can't go wrong. No pain and no fear when the storm come on. Crimson bloodline, we carry on. Tons of toes, Savannah strong. Heavy footsteps when we roll along. Absolute power when we locking from. Not here to compete, we here to conquer. Man, no vicious, come under fire. Eyes locked in when the noise get louder. Opposition foe when it will get tested. We don't blink, we don't get desperate. Strength show quiet, never flashing. Trench show violence, cold and classic. We overwhelmed without the chaos. Dominate ground, yeah, that's status. Championship habits passed hand to hand. From wireless to now, that standard stance. History talk, but the future answer. Every down feel like a slow-moving avalanche. Tons of touch, Savannah strong. One heartbeat when the past come on. Built for the war when the nights get long. Crimson tide, yeah, the true live on. Tons of touch, Savannah strong. Ice in the veins, flying along. Shortcuts taking your word at done. This ain't a moment, it's a dynasty run. Adjust to the field, adjust to the foe. Tempo switch like the wind and snow. Every scheme bend, every plan flex. We evolve while they still try to guess. Close the range when adversity hit, communication tight. Every detail crisp, no fracture line when the pressure spike. We get stronger in the hardest fights. Heard move forward, never retreat. Every block laid like concrete. You feel us coming for you. See that low end rumble of inevitability.
Ooh, patience in the grind. Ooh, greatness take time.
Through the cold, through the heat. Every step was meant to be. From the tundra to the throne. time. Repetition made us iron strong. Same song played all season long. We don't chase noise, we chase ring. Move slow, but everything break when we swing. Let it lead, young ones ride. That's our program never dies. Final crossing, see the end zone glow. Hold her standing, ready to go. This ain't hope, it's destiny. Written in steps, you can feel beneath.